advance to the Keystone State. Let's take a look at the recap from game one. How do we get to where we are now? Well, how about Arizona with an impressive performance? Lefty Xander McCrae for Southern California was a strikeout machine. 5 Ks in a row at one point. He ended up with 10 for the game and kept the Torrance Little Leaguers right in it. But to the 6th inning, finally breaking through, Baylor Denny for Arizona. An RBI single to left field. That scores Julian Lopez from second base. The go-ahead run, and that ends up being the game winner. The Queen Creek Little Leaguers with an impressive win, excellent pitching and defense and timely hitting, and they get it done, beating Torrance Little League from Southern California. This is game 2 West Region play as we look at the Utah batting order. The Washington Little Leaguers from the southern part of the state of Utah. Ryan DeWitt is the son of the manager and a spark plug, but they have some power behind him, specifically in Porter Campbell and Rayton Hunt. They can really swing the sticks in the 4th and 5th spots in the order. A scrappy, undersized team, and they're going to be facing the hardest throwing pitcher on this Honolulu Little League staff, Ryan Keanu. It's a versatile club, and they have a deep staff, but Keanu mentioned is a guy that is their ace, that they will go to here to try to get him in the win column here in their first game in West Region. Of course, the state of Hawaii has represented well in Little League postseason competition, and they'll try to get off on the right foot here today in our second game in West Region play. Making a long trip for the Islands, and they had an impressive win over Central Maui to get them here, and it was a emotion-filled victory for this team, beating them in the state championship with a shutout victory. Ryan DeWitt against Ryan Keanu. Infielders in at the corners at first and third, and the first pitch is fouled straight back. Undersized team, scrappy though, and their focus is on fundamentals, this Utah squad. Very aggressive when they get on the base paths. That's inside, almost hit DeWitt, spun in and away from that one. Well schooled and trying to stay away from that inside fastball. That one is a strike on the corner, says Dave Miller, our home plate umpire. 6 innings, regulation, Little League rules, mandatory play. We'll see special pinch runners and pinch hitters used. And so often is the time you'll see a pinch hitter play a key role in what happens here. And there's a strike 3 called. And DeWitt caught looking. Good start for Ryan Keanu right out of the gate. Bring up Degan Soderquist, their youngest player at 11 years old. Fastball's low and away, ball 1. Soderquist, though, might be the toughest. You saw his size. Only 4'10" and 75 pounds, but he plays that catcher position. He's their starting catcher. Does a lot of the blue-collar work behind the plate. Fastball right on the edge for a strike. Keanu with good location here in the early going. Ryan, the pitcher, plays basketball, volleyball, and tennis, along with being an excellent pitcher. Speaks Japanese as well as English. Bounced up there 2-1. Did he go? Did not, says the first base ump, Aaron Schreier. Dave Miller going down to the first base umpire. All volunteer umpires here. Dwayne Cave and Brian Riley also in the field. You see him at second base and third base. Here's the 2-1. That misses low. 3 balls and a strike. This Utah team rallied in their state championship. They were down a couple runs, down to their final strike, and came back to win it, to put them in this spot. Here's the 3-1. Foul back. In fact, when you talk about that part of the state of Utah, one of the fastest growing counties in the nation, Washington, Utah. And that's a good at-bat for Soderquist. Very patient up there. Fouled a few off, and he's on with the walk. See the infield, they're in at the corners and kind of medium depth, middle infield as Porter Campbell steps up. Fastball is low for ball one. Campbell, the oldest of four kids, big Fernando Tatis Jr. fan. His great uncle, Jim Gott, was a pitcher in the major leagues for 14 years, from the early 80s to the mid 90s. Power hitter against the power pitcher here, just underway. Our second game, West Region play from San Bernardino. There's a strike. He's done a great job on that outside portion of the plate, finding the zone. The stretch and the pitch. Popped up. First baseman calling for it, and he's got it in foul ground. Passy, 2 down. Keanu, a clear-cut hard thrower. There's nothing mysterious about the way he approaches hitters as he faces Raiden Hunt now, the third baseman. Good location again on the outside corner, strike one. Hunt's an aggressive hitter. He likes to swing early in the count. Power guy in the cleanup spot. One and one. Raiden also a football player. Favorite movie, Sandlot. Good choice. That's bounced up there. Having a hard time locating it momentarily was the catcher, Uitaki, but he stayed with it. Couldn't locate it, but stayed with it, and the runner does not advance. Just off the plate with that one, and again falling behind is Keanu. 3 balls and a strike. It's had to labor a little bit here in the first inning. You see the pitch count. We'll keep a close eye on that as this game moves into the latter innings. The 3-1. There's a strike, full count. Ryan, 5'9", 160 pounds. He says the best place in the world is Disney World, specifically Typhoon Lagoon. It was the bomb. And there's a strikeout. So a couple Ks. Walks the runner, nothing across. Bottom of the first coming up, Utah and Hawaii.
For Washington, there were no runs, no hits, and 1 left on base. Good count for Ryan Keanu was 20. set Utah defensively. In left field, number 35, Peyton Koo. In center field, number 17, Oliver Turner. In right field, number 3, Drew Bundy. At first base, number 28, Porter Campbell.
The Honolulu Little Leaguers, a versatile bunch, 1 through 9. They can all swing it. They can all run very well in the base pass. Bogoyo is their leadoff man, hitting in the second spot in the order. Keanu, their starting pitcher, a power hitter. This is a team that it's all about teamwork, and it's important to their manager, Rob Iopa, for them to be versatile if they want to play at that next level and teaching them at a young age here in Little League Baseball. And they're going to be facing Kason Dixon, the ace for the Washington Little Leaguers. Big fan of the Atlanta Braves. Plays pitcher, first base, and some outfield. And a left-hander against Bogoyo as Hawaii gets their first opportunity to swing the bats. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Solving Rubik's Cubes, something that is easy for a lot of these kids and difficult for other people. Not anyone specifically, but they're one of the pregame routines they like to do before playing Little League Baseball. There's a strike on the corner. The hitter, Zach Bogoyo, has a unique link to Little League Baseball. His dad, Kevin, played in the 1988 West Region Little League team that made it to Williamsport. And you can bet there have been some stories told through the years. Ground ball, hit up the middle. Shortstop DeWitt gloves it, can't make a throw. Did a good job keeping it on the infield as it looked like that was on its way to center field. That's an infield single for Bogoyo.
Number 1, Keikoa.
Now Keikoa Pionol, the shortstop. Pops out of the catcher's glove. Soderquist lost it, but staying put at first base is Bogoyo. Didn't travel far from the catchers, and he stayed close to the ball. (2-0) now. The motto for Hawaii, got your back. Teamwork was the big story. Started that state tournament title run. They lost to Central Maui 6-1, and 1 point things didn't look good, but came back with a big shutout victory to win the championship. There's a line drive off the glove of the shortstop DeWitt. That will roll into center field, and a couple runners aboard. That was a hard hit ball.
Now batting for Hawaii, number 27, Ryan Keanu.
So a hit and an error, and now it's Keanu. Off-speed pitch. Fooled him there, strike 1. Keanu has not only pitched, he's played the corner infield positions, first and third, as well as outfield this year. And he can really swing the bat. Looks at a strike. And this is a team that can do a lot of things well. You hear about some teams, it's about dingers, it's about how we pitch and field. they've got a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and that is hit deep to left center, and that's part of the puzzle right there. A 3-run shot for Ryan Keanu. A laser over the 225 sign and out of the park. He helps his cause with that one. Here's Eli Iopa now, the third baseman. That was an 0-2 pitch they took out of the park. There's a grounder to King at second, and he throws out Iopa.
Batting now for Hawaii, number 9, Kelly.
Dixon gets his first out right there, and here's Pele Payonol, the center fielder. Nicknamed Lefty, that left-handed stick up there. Older brother of Keikoa, who bats in the second spot in the order. Pele said he'd like to meet Nolan Ryan. Obviously knows about the history of the game, one of the all-time greats. 3-0. Pele spent time as an exchange student in Japan when he was 10 years old, now 12. And he takes ball 4 outside. He's aboard. First walk given up by Dixon. Cohen Sardina now, the left fielder. Big story so far, a 3-run home run off the bat of Ryan Keanu. Hawaii looking for a big inning. Sardina taking all the way, ball 1. Tight-knit group. They have really responded well right out of the gate. Their first game here, West Region play. Cohen is nicknamed Sea Dog. His brother Dash is the younger of the two on the roster. Sons of the manager, or the coach actually, Brandon. The manager, Robbie Iopa. Takes a strike on the inside corner. In at the corners, anticipating bunt. Here's a 2-1. 3-1. Thinking here with 1 out, maybe there's a possibility he was going to lay one down, but now 3-1, they back up on that infield a bit. There's an off-speed pitch that catches a corner, 3-2. Good looking pitch there from Dixon. Payoff pitch, pulled towards first. First baseman Campbell cannot get to the bag in time. And Sardinia beats out the infield single. Didn't hit it hard, but great wheels down the line for Sardinia, and he's aboard. chopper really hit in a tough spot for the first baseman. Now a couple runners on with one down, and here's Kamayu Pasi. And that's a wild pitch that bounced short of the plate. Runners move up. Lionel to third, Sardini to second with one away. Pasi a chance to drive in a couple. It's already been a big first inning. That's hit a short hop to the shortstop. DeWitt cannot make a throw and a run scores. Pionall comes across, an infield single and an RBI. It's 4-0.
Now batting for Hawaii, number 6, Jason Uyetake.
Jason Uyetake now the catcher, the number 8 hitter in this first inning. Right back to the mound. Glove by Dixon goes to first. And they get the second out. Got the sure out there. The runners will move up. Sardini to third and Pasi to second, but 2 outs in the inning, and Dixon needed that one. Good play here. That right-handed glove. Right on it. Trying to keep this from being a bigger inning here. The southpaw now faces Tyler Shindo, the right fielder. Big cut from number 22. Swinging for the fences with that one. He is an interesting player. He's ambidextrous. He can swing the bat left and right-handed and throw it left and right-handed. Not often you will see that in any sport at any level. Also a soccer player. One and two. Ninth hitter in this inning for the Honolulu Little Leaguers. Popped up, shallow center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Sardinia scores, Pasi will score, and they add to their lead. 6-0 Hawaii. So they have hit around as Zach Bagoyo gets another chance. He got it started with the single. Zach is their team prayer guy. He gets this team focused. Big fan of Derek Jeter. Takes a strike on the corner, 1-1. He has an interesting thought about the lottery if he should win it. I love this, how specific these kids are. If Zach wins the lottery, I'm gonna buy a house with a neon green Corvette and water slides. He's got a hitter's count now, 3-1. Strike called, full count. 6 runs on 5 hits already in this inning for the Honolulu Little Leaguers against Case and Dixon. That's lined into center field, and there's hit number 6, a single for Bagoyo. He has 2 singles in this first inning. Well, we saw a great pitchers duel between Arizona and Southern California in our first game of the day, and this has been about the Hawaii offense. They have really impressed, as now Keikoa Painol gets another opportunity. Big Mike Trout fan. Said he did a lot of baking and cooking during quarantine. A lot of people went that route. Just 11 years old, hitting in the number 2 spot in this Hawaii order. Here's the 2-0 offering. That misses high. Painol also is a wrestler. Tough sport, and plays basketball. Here's a strike, 3-1. Dixon trying to get out of this thing. You can see the pitch count. And there's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Second walk given up by Case and Dixon. Well, here's Ryan Keanu again. And a visit on the mound.
First base at 22.
J.P. DeWitt with a few words for his left-hander. Want to play Little League? It's easy. Visit playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find a Little League program near you. Great day at the ballpark here. Al Houghton Stadium, San Bernardino, California, West Region play. Already Arizona winner in our first game over Southern California. Hawaii making a statement in our second game with a 6-0 lead over the team from Washington Little League in Utah. And here's Ryan Keanu. 3-run home run, first time up in this inning. Here he is with the bases loaded. Off speed offering, strike 1. I wonder if he gets a heavy dose of off speed here, but the bases are loaded. He's got to find the zone with that. Bounce that up there, bounces off of Soderquist. Here comes the runner, and a run scores. The runners move up to second and third. Shindo comes across. It's 7-0.
Let's go, Keanu!
Keanu with a single could drive in a couple more runs here. Lines it into left, there it is, into left field. Bagoyo scores, Painol will score, that one's gonna run to the track. Keanu rounding second on his way to third. He's gonna hold up right there. 2 more RBIs for Keanu, 5 in this inning, and Hawaii is rolling. An error also on the left fielder after he delivered the hit.
And now for Hawaii, number 3, Eli Iopa.
9-0, here's Eli Iopa. Little loop around the center. That's going to drop for a base hit. Keanu scores, and they have a 10-0 lead. When talking to their manager, Robbie Opa, he mentioned the versatility of this bunch. Didn't talk a lot about the bats, but it's clear that they've got a lot of people that can make contact, and they've been hitting line drive. Balls into the outfield, into the gaps between short and third, and into center field.
Hey, Pele.
Pele Pionol scored first time up. Off speed misses.
Go, Pele.
Runs and 8 hits on this first frame for the Honolulu Little Leaguers. Fly ball hit to left. Blue coming in. He has it, and that'll end the inning. 10 runs on 8 hits. Ryan Keanu with the big blow. His first time up, this 3-run blast over the left center field fence. Honolulu Little Leaguers off to a great start in San Bernardino.
What a summer, what a season.
No regrets. Swing it, baby, swing it.
It is dropping, the dive, and the catch is made.
Whatever happens, guys, again, it's going to be a great day. Very proud of you guys. Let's have some great fun today. Huh?
All road signs point to the 74th Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Look at this champions by state graphic here. California, of course, is represented well, but Hawaii with 3 titles. And Hawaii being represented very well by the Honolulu Little Leaguers this year. Off to a great start. Will it be championship number 4 for the state of Hawaii? They have had a great tradition. You think about Central Maui and their success in the past. This could be Honolulu Little League season. So far, Ryan Keanu has been the star. He's driven in 5 runs. Struck out a couple as he goes to work here against Kason Dixon, the opposing pitcher for Utah. Keanu, a big Angels fan, loves Mike Trout. Favorite subject in school is science. Low with that pitch, 3-0. Boy, you got to think the adrenaline flowing for number 27. The 3-run homer, and he drives in a couple more. And now business back to the mound. There's a strike, 3-1. Mandatory play here. If you have 13 or more players, you must bat once. 12 or fewer must bat once and play a minimum of 6 straight defensive outs. Here's a ground ball, hard hit past the glove of the third baseman, Iopa, and into left field, and that should be a single for Dixon. Going opposite field with that one, and he's on with the single.
Batting now for Utah.
Hard hit ball. The first hit of the game, that brings up Tatum Plew, the left fielder. Big cut from Plew. Plew is an interesting kid. He throws right but bats left. And he says if he can't make it as a pro athlete, maybe with the Dodgers, he'd like to be an athletic director. Keanu has struck out a couple already. From the stretch, the 0-2. See the pitch count at 28. With this big lead, they might make a decision with their right-hander in terms of getting him some rest, thinking big picture for this West Region tournament. 29 pitches. Right now he'd have to observe 1 day of rest. If he gets to 36, he'd need 2 days rest. 85 is the max per day. Full count. But Robbie Iopa mentioned we've got a deep staff. We've got a lot of guys that we feel can be productive in the West Region. Fastball, and he blows that one by Plew, and that's strikeout number 3. 1 down and 1 on now.
Now batting for Utah, number 17, Oliver Sterner.
And high fastball. Good velocity from the right-hander. Strike called to Sterner. Sterner's special talent, making YouTube wiffle ball videos. And you'll have a lot of coaches that'll tell you wiffle ball is a good way to learn. Helps you make that move into baseball at an early age. And when you're not playing it, there's a ball that's bounced in front of the plate. And Dixon's going to take second base. Wild pitch there for Keanu. And now Dixon going back to first base here. The runner left early, so he had to go back to the bag. He left before the pitch came, the ball came out of the pitcher's hand. It's fouled back. So he had to backtrack to first base. The 1-2 to Sterner. Got him, fooled him, took something off that one. Strikeout number 4 for Ryan Keanu. Showing it's more than just about being a power pitcher. Did a good job pulling the string there.
Utah, number 3, Crew Bundy.
Oh, good movement on that one as it just dropped. Bottom dropped out. Here's Crew Bundy, the right fielder. Bundy is in the outfield, but he has played catcher. He said that was his highlight this year, making the move behind the dish and spending some time as a catcher. And you've got to really want it back there. A lot of responsibilities. Big fan of the Utah Jazz. They had a great season this year. And the Padres. Fastball, 2-1 now. That's a tamper in front of the mound. Keanu has it and throws out Bundy to end the inning. Couple strikeouts, a single, a runner stranded, and it's still a 10-0 game. Hawaii cruising here at Houghton Stadium.
For Utah, there were no
Run lead comes into play after the 4th, and it's 3.5 if you're the home team ahead. Hawaii is the home team. They have a 10-0 lead right now after getting 10 in the first. And here's a bunt attempt off the bat of Cohen Sardinia, fouled against a new pitcher, Trevin King. King coming in for Dixon. They flip spots. Dixon now playing second base. Sardinia singled first time up. Off speed pitch, that's a good one. Drops in there for a strike. King 12 years old. Lemon chicken, just like Wade Boggs, his favorite food item. Right back to the mound. King has it. Shuttles it underhand, one down. Pretty smooth right there from number 45. And now Hawaii's going to make a move in their batting order. Micah Bennett is going to come in as a pinch hitter in the 7th spot in the order. Again, mandatory play. And they go to their first pinch hitter here. Bennett.
Now batting and replacing number 21 is number 2, Micah Bennett.
Bennett is one of the guys they count on as a pitcher on their staff. Very impressive in postseason play thus far on the mound. Here he is with the bat, and he lines it into center field for a base hit. Hit number 9 for the Honolulu Little Leaguers. Solid single to center. And they'll go the pinch hitting route again. Patrick will bat Ruetaki in the 8th spot in the lineup.
Number 33, Patrick Murray.
So Murray trying to do what Bennett did as a pinch hitter, swinging at the first pitch and driving it to center. His brother Chandler was on that 2018 Little League World Series team. Looks at a strike. Speaks Samoan as well as English, and hoping for a good AB here. Already his team up 10-0. That one gets away from the catcher. And Bennett's going to move up to second. Makes the turn. He's on his way to third. Here's the throw. Not in time. Aggressive base running for Micah Bennett. He looked at his coach over there, Robbie Yopa, and he did not hesitate rounding second. Pulled on the ground to the third baseman. Hunt can't make a play. A run scores. Bennett comes across. It's 11-0.
Number 99 for 22. 99 for 22. 99.
And the third straight pinch hitter coming up now against Trevin King. Be Caden Nakama hitting for Shindo in the 9th spot in the order. Caden Nakama. Cade into surfing like a lot of these kids in Hawaii. His favorite website, surfline.com. He'd love to be a pro surfer. Big cut right there. His dad actually introduced him to surfing during quarantine. And he has been really involved in it, and he takes a pitch off the back there, and he's on hit by pitch, so a couple runners on. So 10 runs in the first, another run across here in the second, and we go to the top of the order. And it's Zach Bagoyo, who already has a couple singles in this one. Coolest place Zach has visited, Cooperstown, New York. Yes, it is. Highly recommend that. Pulled on the ground to the second baseman. Dixon flips to the shortstop for one, on to first. Not in time to turn two, but they do get the force play. Well done. Dixon to DeWitt, 2 down. Runners on the corners now. There's some textbook baseball from the middle infield, and they almost are able to turn two. Good speed down the line for Bagoyo to keep the inning going. JP DeWitt with a quick visit. Runners at first and third. And Keikoa Pionol back up there. That's driven to center, right at the center fielder Sterner, and that'll end the inning. Another run across, now an 11-0 Hawaii lead. We're through 2 innings in San Bernardino. very impressive thus far with 11 runs on 9 hits, big 10-run first inning. And continuing on the mound is Ryan Keanu.
First base is number 9, Billy. I don't know. And moving to center field is number.
Trevin King's going to lead things off for Utah.
Billy Catching is number 6, Jason Kuyakaki. And right field, number 99.
Changes defensively as
Now batting number 45.
we'll get you up to speed here as King will lead things off. His first at-bat. Ball one outside. Trevin, a big Blue Jays fan. Looks at a strike there. They've loved his versatility pitching now, but he's played a variety of positions. There's a ground ball, backhanded by the second baseman. Throw to first is in time. Bagoyo with a web gem right there. Hard hit ball, went to his knees to get it, and a strong throw.
Number 24, Ryan DeWitt.
Benkey is their leadoff hitter and flashing a little leather as well. Here's the top of the order now, Ryan DeWitt. As Keanu misses, took something off that first offering. DeWitt, a Freddie Freeman fan. And his go-to is mac and cheese. You can't go wrong there. Pops the glove with that fastball, misses outside 3-0. Keanu has 4 strikeouts. He's only walked 1 so far. Fastball in there. See the pitch count. He's at 46 now. He'd have to observe 2 days rest as of right now. Popped up, shallow right center field. Center fielder coming over. 2 down. There's Bennett out there making the play. Here's the pitching eligibility, and we've touched on this a little bit. 85 is the max. He's at 47 now, so 2 days rest must be observed. They talked about the depth of their pitching staff. He's on cruise control right now with his team up 11-0. Facing Dagan Soderquist. He walked his first time up. Chopper, first baseman. Posse to the pitcher covering Keanu to end the inning. Solid defensively, a 1-2-3 frame, 11-0 Hawaii. Bottom of third coming up.
For Utah, there were no runs, no hits, no one left on base. Pitch count for 27, Ryan Keanu. 49. Defensive changes for Utah. Entering the game and replacing Casey Blue, number 33, Ryder Christiansen. Entering the game and replacing Oliver Kernan, number 44, Riz Surratt. Entering the game and replacing Stu Bundy is 00, Chase Dutton.
Little League big dreams. Many have moved on to prestigious careers. How about Austin Dillon onto the racetrack? Tony Hawk, skateboarding legend. Chris Drury from the ball field to the ice. Pierre Turgeon. And lefty. Looks more comfortable with a club than a bat, but he was good back in the day. Phil Mickelson. And it's just amazing to see what Little League Baseball has done through the years for athletes and their professions, and they have made their mark. Trevin King with his team down 11-0, bottom half of the third inning, facing Ryan Keanu. Ryan already has a 3-run homer and a 2-run single. As a pitcher, he's allowed just 1 hit in 3 innings of work. Pretty good day at the office for number 27. King's fastball is outside, 3-1. Ball 4. So Keanu keeping his day perfect so far. Home run, single, and a walk.
Now batting for Hawaii, number 3,
Eli Iopa, 1 for 2 with a run-scoring single. This Hawaii team can hold on and get the victory here. They get Nevada in their second game. Team from Summerlin South Little League. That's lined into left center field. Another base hit for Iopa, his second, as Keanu moves up to second base. Jumped on that one. And now a pinch hitter coming up for the Honolulu Little Leaguers. Zane Soares.
Entering the game and replacing Kelly
Power hitter.
Heinall is number 42, James Soares. And now batting.
Soares with a couple runners aboard. His team up 11-0 here in the bottom half of the third inning. Big fan of Cody Bellinger and the Dodgers. And he knows a good team when he sees him. He's a Bucks fan, loves Giannis, what he brought to the table this season. Falls behind 0-2. Good change of pace. Pitch from King right there. Ground ball, King knocks it down, throws to first, not in time. That's an infield single for Pioneer. Little League Sandlot Fun Days is a player-led, unstructured opportunity for local Little League programs to provide a fun, relaxed activity for baseball and softball players. Kids make the rules, make the lineups, and make the calls. Give them the bats, balls, and field, and let them play. Learn more today at littleleague.org/Sandlot Fun Days. Bases are full, and now the winning run coming to the plate, as they could bring in the 15-run rule here. It's Cohen Sardinia up there with nobody out. Sea-Dog with a big opportunity with the infield in. Hits it to left center field. It's going to score a couple runs. Throw back into the infield, throw to second. Not in time. And it's a 13-0 game as Sardinia delivers. Keanu and Iopa score.
Now that is for Hawaii. Number 2, Micah Dennis.
A dozen hits now for the Honolulu Little Leaguers as he goes opposite field with that one. And now the winning run at second base as Micah Bennett stands in. And that 15-run rule comes into play if you're the home team after 3 innings. Nobody out in this frame. Bennett, inside-out swing there, fouls it off. And right now, Sardinia representing that 15th run. You see him there at second base. Bennett already has a single. Here's the 2-2. Hit hard on the ground to left, or right field, that'll score a run. Here comes Sardinia looking for the winning run. Throw the plate, not in time, and the Honolulu Little Leaguers win it. The 15-run rule coming into play here as they score 4 in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. An impressive victory for Hawaii.
Dave, check the score. Dave, check the score.
A 10-run first inning. One more in the second, 4 in the third. And that's the final. Thanks for watching the Little League Baseball World Series on ESPN, presented by T-Mobile. West Region play, and the Honolulu Little Leaguers with an impressive victory. A 13-hit attack as they knock off the team from Washington Little League in Utah. The final 15-0. Thanks to our entire Little League production crew. I'm Trey Bender saying so long from San Bernardino, California. Thanks for watching ESPN Plus as action continues tomorrow. West Region and Northwest Region play.
Where did you go?